Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be styling a juniper. Alright, so we do have this juniper right over here. And I feel like this one is quite an interesting specimen to work with because it is large and there's a whole lot going on with it, and I feel like this one should be actually pretty cool. So I did this right behind the scenes. I was looking for some branches that I could utilize for this video, and I was also looking for the Navari. The Navari is actually really good in place. Most of the branches are solid. They're not really interbeing with each other, except for one that is actually popping up a little bit. But I feel like that's something that we can easily take care of later. I don't want to go ahead and go at it right now, because if I do, I feel like I'm going to be putting a whole lot of stress on this little juniper, and clearly we're going to be doing a whole lot with this. So, just like always, I did decide to look at the main branches and sketch off some of the branches that are in this tree so that we can be able to come up with a nice design for the tree and come up with a good map for future reference. So here is my map and my little design, and we're going to get started with this little juniper. So let's go ahead and start with this. I will be pointing down just a little bit right here. I might have a little image of my drawing to show you which branches are the ones that I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to go ahead and take off. However, I'm not sure if you can see right over here, we do have 1, 2, and 3 branches coming out of the same exact trunk. The layout for the branches are right over here. And what we're going to be doing is that I'm only going to be using 2 of these branches. The other one, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to actually air layer it, and that's going to be for another video. But for the meantime, what I want to do is just focus on the actual design of this tree, and then we're going to focus on the air layering part. So let's get started. Just like with everything else, what you want to do is that you do want to clean the bottom branches first so that you'll be able to see exactly what you're working with. We always cut off the ones that are facing down or up or any other weak branches. And I feel like this process is actually going to be time-lapse, so bear with me. So looking from it, it looks like we actually have 1, 2, 3, 5 larger branches that clearly we don't need, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of those. I'm going to go use my concave cutters and get right on the trunk. And because you guys know me pretty well already, hopefully, I like to propagate my tree, so I'm going to use those as cuttings so that I can come up with more bonsai in the future. Right. Cool. Starting to look a lot cleaner. Continue to get just little weak branches from here. Just using the pinch method. Right. And on the ones that I feel like I need to use my clippers, definitely use those. I feel like I want to go as high as right here. I feel like this one can also go. I don't feel like I can really do much with it. Yeah, this one definitely has to go. Cool, so this actually right here is a lot cleaner now, and we can actually come up with a better layout for this bonsai. And just looking at the branches that I have over here, and I can actually see that it pretty much shows almost the same layout that I had on the sketch right over here. And that's pretty much what we're going to be guiding this style from here on. Alright, so I went ahead and actually made my decision from the sketch and also from my point of view when I was looking for that Nevari. So the front of the tree would actually be like this, in this angle. Okay. And what I can do is that I can just place something right here, show you, right there. That would be the front of the tree so far. And what I'm going to be doing is, because I do like to save as much as possible, I'm going to be air layering this whole entire third branch right here with all of these for the next video. So let's pretend that these are not here for now, and we're gonna go ahead and continue working with the style of the other two branches. Right? The first thing that we want to do is that we do want to be able to get some wire, and we're gonna have to wire this whole entire branches. But first, I feel like I want to be able to clean off the stumps as much as possible. That, at least in that area. And now that this right here has been completely clean, and we're pretending like this part of the tree is not there, we're going to be focusing on these two. So let's go ahead and get some thick wire so that we can actually create some movement here. So right here I do have a 4mm wire. Alright. Gonna get this wire in between the trunk right here, and just for now I just want to be able to anchor it right here at the bottom like so, and then we're gonna go ahead and proceed and bring the wire out to the end of these branches right here. So I'm gonna be working on this part right here. Hopefully you can actually see from this perspective what I'm gonna be doing with this wire. So I'm always creating pressure on the wire, not the actual branch, and trying to avoid disturbing any of the branches. So you want to go in between branches. Try to go kind of like in a 95-degree angle. This.
Noodles being really loud right now.
It's okay.
Pinche gordo, babe. Se comió todo eso.
Todo?
You're not gonna clean that branch out?
I will. Alright, so right here we actually have two branches growing pretty much in the same direction, just right over here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to decide in one of them, and I'm going to keep the strongest one, which I believe is going to be the one to my right. Like this. So we're done with the first wire right here. We do have some really thin branches towards the top. However, I feel like the bottom right here is actually pretty thick, and we want to be able to maneuver some of those branches. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to double wire the bottom branches, at least up to the middle part, so that we can actually be able to manipulate those branches a lot better. And we're going to be doing the same exact thing where we go from right here, and then we hug the trunk from the bottom. Alright, so anchor that nice and tight to the trunk, and then we're going to try to follow the same exact movements of the other wire so that we can actually create the thicker wire right over here. So just follow the same movement everywhere and we should be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and complete this process right here on both branches, and then we're gonna get to the next step. Alright, so we finished wiring both of the branches right here. We double wire them up to, I want to say like right here, because the rest of it is like super flexible. This right here is a little bit harder, so I felt like we didn't really need it to go all the way to the top. Just about right here will be fine. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to try to remove some of the smaller branches in between, and then we can proceed off from the rest of it and wiring the rest of the branches. So when it comes to wiring these ones right here, junipers, I want to say that you can actually do the whole pinching method, and I would want to say that you can stop wherever there is no more wood. So as soon as you have more of that light green growing, that's where you want to stop taking off the small little greens. And then right here we have actually a perfect example of where we should stop taking off the needles. So you want to be able to pinch all the way up to right here, and where it's green, you might want to be able to just leave that there for now. So before I actually proceed in removing more of the branches, I want to go ahead and position these branches according to the sketch that I have planned for them. And then after I had positioned the plant, then I'll know exactly which branches I need to remove. So right now we're actually going to go ahead and manipulate some branches to get it to our desired shape. Alright, we're gonna do that by twisting some of these branches. Okay. When doing this, you want to put the pressure on the wire itself. Not on the branch. So we have it over here. This one I'm gonna have to bring it back a little bit. So now that I put the wire in, I'm starting to move some branches a little bit. I had moved this branch a little bit towards this side, and I also twisted it so that I should get a little bit of the movement. This one right here, I feel like I need to bring just in a little bit more, so I might need to apply some wire so that I can get it to be at this position right here, and try to anchor it like that. But we'll see. I need to continue to bend some of these branches over here. I might need to twist this one up towards me. Again, one of the things that's nice about having to draw these prior to starting to manipulate the trees is that you get an actual idea of what the tree will look like, and I feel like that's actually what gives it more of a better sense when it comes to the style of the tree. So I feel like at this point right here we had actually come up with the good style for the branches. This one right here is actually coming in a little bit more straight up, but I feel like as we continue to take some of these branches down, we should be able to come up with a good place for them. Let's go ahead and wire all of them down and then try to put them in position, and then I'll start pruning some of these back so that we can actually get to the point it is. Come in closer, right about here, and try to position them in the areas where I need them. Alright, so I just finished wiring this lower branches right over here. So just so that you can see what I'm talking about, let me go ahead and put this piece of paper right over here. And I feel like that way you can actually get more of an idea of what I'm trying to do with this tree on this side. Just going to go ahead and continue wiring some of these a little bit with some thinner wire. And I'm going to work my way down by pulling some of these branches into position. Just for now. Not the neatest thing to do, but as soon as I have some new growth, I'll get rid of that little branch, but that's just there to fill in for now.
Sure.
Now, have this right over here. You can start to see a little bit more of the shape right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave this here for now. Probably cut about right over here. As a matter of fact, where I still have some green. Then just cut back right there for now. Cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to this side right over here. And for that, go ahead. Just so you can see right over here. Moving on to this over here, I feel like this one should be a little bit easier since it's actually a little bit smaller. This one should actually just take a small little cloud right over here while I'm going to be working on this one over here. Alright guys, so right here I actually finished wiring this branch right over here. And I tried to just manipulate some of the branches. However, now that we do have this over here, I feel like all of this right here could be shortened up a little bit so that we can have more of a nicer triangular shape. And since we do have this towards the back, I feel like I can actually show you what my plans I'm doing right here would be. I'm just going to try to bring this a little bit closer like this. Manipulate some of those branches so that, as you can see, this little triangular shape right here is going to fill in the gap right over here. And then this will actually compensate for the other side right here. So we're going to have a nice triangular shape right over here with two twin trunks. So it'll be something like this. I just need to cut back just a little bit more on each individual branch right over here, and then see if some of the little ones I can either wire them or just leave them as is so that we can have a nice foliage towards the top. I feel like at the top right here, it's actually not that visible towards the top right here, but it's just a little bit. I'm going to leave this for now and then just try to propagate as much growth as I can. Eventually I feel like maybe this back branch and this one I can probably get rid of, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave them there for now just to complete the design. As soon as I start to get some more new growth, this one right here and this one will be probably out of the picture. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull these branches together just a little bit more. I'm going to do that by getting some of the thin wire, and I'm going to anchor the wire from here to here and then just bring it in tight as close as I can. So first thing first, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this nice thin aluminum wire, and I'm going to bring in these branches like about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just get it from this point like that. Maybe this point also here. It's this right here into place. There you go. I want to keep just a little bit of the wire so that later on I can tie it a little bit longer. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip it off right there. Now we're starting to see more of that triangular shape that I was speaking to you about earlier. So now I just need to come back over here, bring some of those branches down just a little bit, put them into place, and then probably get rid of this one just a little bit right over here too, so that we can have this place here. I feel like I want to cut back just a little bit. Probably, let's see, 1, 2, cut back right about here. Go. And then cut back right at the top over here as well. this one would have to be cut back to minimum right there. So with this one being cut a little bit, this one also needs to be cut back. Come back, do right there. And this one right here a little bit. This one right here too. So yeah, I feel like it's starting to take a little more shape now. And for the moment, I feel like I'm just going to let this little one rest. But you can pretty much see what I'm trying to do. I'm going to let it rest, try to see if I can get a little more new growth, and then continue on with the rest of the defoliation. Most of the branches right here are actually pointing towards the top, which is nice. I feel like only some of them are pointing down, but I feel like I don't want to have a lot of it going on right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove some of the branches that are pointing towards the bottom. Put this one over here. I want to clear off a little bit from over here, both sides. I feel like this one could also go too, since it's really weak. This one. That one I can wire into place. And then this right over here too. Possibly keep this one for now. I feel like this right here will be needing to go too. There's some going down here. Go. So let me just go ahead and get something right here to cover the back of it so you can actually get a better view of what I'm trying to do here. Like I mentioned, the back piece of it right here, I'm actually trying to air layer so that I can rescue that huge branch and try to get another bonsai out of that. But for the moment, I'm just going to cover it, and I'll show you what I'm trying to do over here. Alright, so I'm holding this right here, so I'm not showing in the camera. However, I'm holding the cloth so that you can see exactly what I'm trying to show you with the diagram on my picture, as well as what I'm trying to explain. I had brought both of the branches together so that it can kind of create kind of like a double trunk, like a twin trunk type of style. And we do have that triangular shape going on towards the top. One of them is being completed by the other, so they're complementing each other. I'm going to wait for them to have some new growth, and then I'm going to continue wiring the branches so that I can fulfill the spaces that are empty. Yeah, this is actually the final product right now. I'm going to go ahead and air layer the back of it, and for that I'm going to show you how to air layer that, as well as other air layers that I'm working on right now. But yeah, this right here is actually the final product. I'm just going to go ahead and wait for some branches to grow, and as everything grows, I'm going to go and reposition all the branches and clear as much as I can. But I left you off right here with the final product, which is pretty much this. Once again, if you have any thoughts about this video or have any comments, go ahead and leave those in the comment box section. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.